Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. As you guys saw with the title, we'll be doing a full face of the cheapest makeup at Target. The cheapest, most affordable makeup at Target. We're talking like $2, $3. There's no more dollar, I don't think. I don't think anything is $1. But for the most part, it is super affordable. And honestly, not even for the most part. The whole entire thing is super affordable. And so I'm really excited about it. We'll talk about how it inspired and all the juicy details. But first, if you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's just get started. So I actually did just pop on this lip gloss because I needed something on my lips. It's the Wet n Wild Megaslicks lip gloss in the shade Crystal Clear. Just their clear shade because I know I can use it up. And honestly, this is so gorgeous. The texture is really nice and thick. And it kind of sort of reminds me of the Huda Beauty, like the glassy whatever things and like the square tubes, but I like this texture better because it's not as like messy or sticky, and it's honestly a little bit more comfortable. So I'm really liking this. This costs $2.29. $2.29. I said what? So just going back really quick, this kind of transpired. I was thinking about it and I was like, what the? Honestly, I was like, you know, always the Lord, he comes through with the good ideas, because I'm like, there's no way I would have just thought about it. But Wet n Wild had posted about how they're not upping their prices and like how they're gonna stay the same and still give you the good quality. And I was just kind of like, I understand, like, respect that is so exciting. Like, obviously we love a good affordable makeup brand. But I also was like, but Wet n Wild, is your brand, like, you know, actually, like, are they coming out with products that are actually, you know, are they competitive? Are they good products? And so I know back then they were great products, but I'm like, at this point, who knows? And so I was gonna kind of do a full face of Wet n Wild, and if you want to see that, please let me know. But then I was thinking, you know what would be super fun is that because a lot of Wet n Wild's products are so affordable, it would be cool to do like what is the most affordable makeup you can get from Target specifically. And so I know people have their beef. We're not going to talk about that. But yes, so I thought this was super fun and fresh. I ended up spending $49.55 on this whole face. I will say that I did place this order during Target Circle Week and they had 20% off makeup that day. And so I actually placed this order. I went and got all these products myself. I went through the store, through the aisles myself. But it was on during that time, so I got 20% off, and then I do get an extra 5% off for like my Target Circle members. Oh my gosh, please stop vibrating. All that being said, like, it would have been over $50, but I also will say if I was gonna try to stay under $50, I probably would cut some products, because I think I got like 3 different lip products, and like, you know, if I was trying to specifically stay under the $50 range, I wouldn't have bought all that. So just keep that in mind. Okay, let's jump right in. I'm so excited. So next we're gonna go in with some primer. Got a like Mary Poppins bag. Now this one is, you know, really like, you know, your opinion, but I will say this was a little bit crazy to me. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I've tried this a bajillion times. We're gonna do it again just because I feel like I need to know. I always need to try this. This is $5, and that was the most affordable primer at Target. It was $5 for the mini. So this is not even like the regular size. They just had a little mini size. I think the thing that works in this one's favor is that it's definitely a viral hyped product. So it's like, you know, if you're trying to go on a budget but you still want to try like what everyone else is using and all that good stuff, it's a good one, because then you can at least try it for an affordable price. But I'm like, $5 for this little guy? I guess it just, I don't know, maybe it makes sense. I'm sure it's gonna take me forever to use this up, so it's fine. But it still has this nice like point. You guys, I don't know how to explain this. I hate when they don't have that. But you can see it definitely wasn't even full all the way. Okay. Just gonna add a little bit more because I feel like that melted in really fast. But it's hard to see how much I'm putting on anyway as well, so whatever. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that feels nice. Honestly, that feels way nicer than I thought it was gonna. I'm not gonna lie. If you're curious, the Wet n Wild primer is like $5.49, so you can get something like closer to it. But I think the next highest like primer is $7-8. So it's like really just like, you know, use your, it's gonna be down to what your preferences are. And so, you know, that sucks, but also, you know, it's a $5 primer. Also, there's also a lot of people don't even use primer, honestly. I don't think my mom does, so. Actually, I almost forgot. So this was another thing I would have skipped if I was obviously trying to go under $50 because I have plenty, but I wanted to grab this one because these are the Target brand. It's the Up and Up Super Blend sponges. I love these sponges. They're $1.99, like less, so $2, super affordable. But I forgot to dampen it, so I'm gonna go dampen that really quick. So here it is after, you know, being dampened. Let me see if I have that's the box. So it does get a decent size, and again, the texture's nice. Like, I'm not picky when it comes to my sponges, so it really just depends on you, but super affordable. I'm trying to, like, multitask, and it's not the smartest decision. Okay, next we're gonna go in with this product. So I have actually tried this, and I was trying to avoid, you know, products that I've tried before, and like, you know, I end up decluttering because then it's like, did you really like it at some point? Obviously, yes, I am at a different point, like, in my preferences, I should say, but like, I was, this is really tacky, but it looks really good. So it was just like, I don't know, I didn't want to know if I want to try it, and I almost didn't find my freaking shade, and I don't even know if this is going to be my shade. It might be a little dark, but they did not have all the shades. So I will say, if you look up on Target, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation is actually $4.99. But they didn't have it in my store, so it was online only, and I was like, I'm not. So this was the next affordable, which was $5.49. And then there are some other brands, like LA Girl has some, Revolution $6, Elf $6. Sorry, excuse me. So it does, you know, kind of vary, but I will say, you know, obviously Wet n Wild does have the most affordable foundations if you can get them. I will say though, like, you know, Elf before the $18 foundation definitely had the most affordable, but like the best, most affordable foundations. Wow, this is crazy. Although it matches my neck pretty nice. It's like maybe a little bit too light, but it'll be great obviously when I have all the products on, with like bronzing products and stuff, but it'll be great obviously, you know, most of the year when I don't have my tan. But I was shook because this is the shade actually Tan Medium Deep. I'm confused. I'm confused, Wet n Wild. This is interesting. Because the next lightest shade was like medium, and it looked so light that I was like, I can't wear that. So I was gonna have to look for another one, but then I was like, I don't want to cheat. And then this one was just there, like behind, like looking behind all the shades. So it didn't even have its own little section. And so, interesting. I'm confused. This is the other problem with Wet n Wild. I will say that. Like, yes, they may have some good products, but they do not have, that is true. A lot of drugstore brands don't either. So, let me not dog on Wet n Wild because I do really like them. Like, Wet n Wild has great products, is a great brand, all the good stuff, but I just am like, you know, would an extra dollar go that much more for their quality and still be affordable than other brands? But obviously they said they're not doing that. But this foundation actually looks so much better than I remember it. It's not too glowy. It's the perfect amount of like glow, natural glow, but still has a nice amount of coverage. I think it looks absolutely stunning. It looks really flawless, and my skin is actually like loving it. It looks so good. Like, it looks like skin. Like, if this was my shade, it would be hard to, and even when you look straight on, like, just if you don't look at my like forehead, honestly, it looks like my skin. Like, I just did some bomb skincare. That's what it looks like right now. Okay, Wet n Wild. Okay. All right, next, let's pull out. Oh my gosh, Marissa. I literally forgot and I kept telling myself. So we do have concealer. So the cheapest concealer I think was like the wet, yeah, it was the Wet n Wild like Incognito concealer. And I just felt like I'm very picky with my concealer. I only have a handful. I'm very picky with my concealers and I didn't want to buy it and waste it. Even though I know people really love that one, I just felt like I know my type and I don't think I would like that one. Or at least even if I did like it, I know it wouldn't get worn over all my other concealers. Maybe one day in the future, when I use up a concealer or two, then I will try that one. But for now, I was like, so the cheapest like concealing product is actually the e.l.f. Camo Color Corrector. So I got the peach one. They do have a couple different colors. These are $4. And so everything else is above that. As far as concealer wise, we're talking like $6 and stuff like that. So the Wet n Wild Incognito is actually $4.49. So then the next one is e.l.f., which is $6. Makeup Revolution, CoverGirl, $6.99, $7.77. No, it just depends on what you're gonna want to spend. But I just went with this one because I honestly don't have a corrector, and I thought that would be a nice addition to my collection. Just again, because I'm very picky with my concealers, and instead of like trying for concealers that are more coverage, which I know I don't like, it would be nice to add a concealer that is a little bit, you know, like for color correcting, and then going on top with like a concealer that I know and love. So I was going to put this on before the foundation, but again, now it's too late. So we're just going to take our sponge again and pop this on. I can get a little closer. That looks really nice. I wish that e.l.f. would come out with a concealer like this, but like that's a color, like a concealer, because I feel like this is not too much coverage. Obviously it's meant to be like more brightening and stuff like that, but the formula feels so lightweight, and I feel like when I looked at, I've never tried a color corrector, but like even just looking at it, I was like, oh, that looks so good. Like it looks so creamy in my head, but it's literally perfect. It's so perfect. Can you just have a concealer just like this? Because this is so stunning. Again, I got the shade Peach, but there are a couple different options, but I love that. Yes, girl. Yes, please. All right, our bag of things. Next we have a powder, the world's most throwback-ish powder ever. I used to be obsessed with this powder. This is the e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Powder. They do have two shades. So I got the shade light medium. I think there was one that was like even lighter. So they don't have like a huge shade range in this. But this powder's $3. Let me see. It's $4. Sorry. So that's, you know, $4. It's like I don't even know. I will say Wet n Wild has some like big powders that like are the massive ones that are really good. Those are obviously getting you higher, like $7, $8, but you get a lot of products. So it just depends on what you're looking for. After this one, it looked like the next highest was like $6 from e.l.f. as well. So it just depends, but obviously this is not going to be for everyone. If you can make it work, then I would. I remember these though being not super pigmented. This packaging is so cheap. I remember these being like not super pigmented, if I'm being honest, and just like very like literally just setting with like translucent powder, but obviously they're shaded. They have shades for a reason, so I don't know. But obviously I was wrong, because if you look at that, you could definitely tell that that's lighter, which I'm not mad at it, because it, like, you know, brightened up the under eyes without me needing to put on concealer. But yeah, definitely not gonna work for everyone, but it is a nice color. I just remember being so obsessed with this, and oh, it still looks so good. It's so smoothing, and so it definitely is not gonna be like your, you know, glowy. It's not gonna add any glow or like natural finish. It definitely is more of a matte smoothing finish, but it doesn't look dry at all. And you guys know, if it's under my eyes, typically I'm like, ooh, I need my Pat McGrath, but this looks so stunning. It looks very smooth. Like, I feel like my under eyes, nothing's accentuated or dry, just looks like psh, snatched. You can obviously see I definitely have some darkening, like I probably could have used a concealer, but it's fine, it's fine. Okay, we're gonna pull out bronzer and blush, because they're both from Wet n Wild. I tried these a million years ago, but I'm pretty sure these are like repackaged. I don't know about reformulated, but I'm pretty sure this is not the same. I know that they were in these like chunky things, but I'm pretty sure they like changed a bunch of stuff on this. So I'm gonna assume, hoping that they changed the formula a little bit. I actually liked these. I just felt like they weren't like, again, the best. But this is the Wet n Wild's Megaglo Vitamin E Makeup Stick Contour. And does it say the shade on here? Yes, it does. The shade Where's Walnut. I believe this was the only shade that they had. I'm pretty positive that that was the only shade that they had. Let me see. Yeah, so this is $3.99, and this is the only shade that they have. This is the only shade that they have. The next highest, like, liquid cream bronzer is $7, and those are from e.l.f. So one of those things, one of those things to think about. Yeah, I can already feel this has a drag to it. It's a little bit of a stiffer formula. It probably could have warmed up on the back of my hand, but you know, if I'm normally doing my makeup, I don't always got time for that, you know what I mean? Or even pulling out the best brush for this because I wanted to give it a good fair chance. Although I like, you know, the shade is nice. Obviously it's not going to work for everyone. So this is like, again, another, I want to say red flag, but like another issue. Like, yes, thank you Wet n Wild for not upping your prices, but like, if you're could make this for a $4.99 stick bronzer and come out with more shades, why would anyone say no to that? You know what I mean? Like, that would be better. The formula is nice. You could definitely tell it's a little bit, again, grippier. Like, it's a little bit not as creamy as some of the other bronzers I've tried. But for $3.99, it is not bad at all. And the finish looks really, really nice. Very nice and natural. Not too dark, not too light. It's kind of like a nice medium color. I would say I like the shade 2 because it's not too warm, not too cool. It's like a perfect middleman. And so I like that. It definitely pulls a little bit warmer, but it's not super, super warm or orangey or anything like that. But okay, I like that. I do actually really like that. It's just, again, the shade ranges. So, like, I can't, like, it's going to be hard to recommend this for people because, like, if you can use this one shade, yes. I will say maybe they have more shades on their website, but I was thinking about that because I'm also interested in maybe potentially doing, like, a full face of Essence, if you guys would want to see that. But I also was just kind of like, no one really buys off of websites anymore, unless it's just me. But honestly, I've seen so many people, a lot of people go to Walmart, people go to Target, people go to Ulta. Like, it's not a lot of going to brands' websites anymore. Even if they're ordering online, I feel like it's online at Ulta. And so I don't know, but so I feel like it's not a fair thing for me to go to their website and be like, oh yeah, they have all these shades, when reality is, like, conveniently, if you're in the need of a bronzer or whatever, going to the store is not going to be that easy because they don't have all these shades, you know what I mean? So just my thoughts, just my opinions. But this honestly looks, again, really, really nice. My makeup right now looks bomb. It is bomb. Like, if you told me right now, like, my face was all the cheapest makeup at Sephora, I mean at Target, I wouldn't believe you. I would not believe you, but that's what it is. That's what it is. I will say too, though, again, like, if you're trying to find a very affordable liquid cream bronzer, the e.l.f. ones are great. So it's like, yes, you're paying an extra couple dollars, but they're stunning. So it's like, you know, as annoying as it is, they're really good. I'm gonna assume this formula is gonna be pretty similar, but this is the Vitamin E Makeup Stick Blush in the shade Floral Majority. Now, they did have a couple of shades in the blushes, so I'm like, okay, I'll take that. They also had a couple different blush formulas that I was like, oh, I want to try, but they were not the cheapest. They were a little bit pricier, which it's fine by me. Yep, so these are $3.99. They had 2 different colors. So I didn't realize that. They only had 2. They had a dusty, oh no, they had 4. Okay, I was right. 4 different colors. So Floral Majority, which is this one, Peach Bums, Dusty Pink, and a Currant Jam. They have a couple different colors. It looks like the next lowest you're gonna get, wow, with the Maybelline Cheek Heats. Those are $6.19, and then you have some e.l.f. And then you know, ColourPop, which I always say, yeah, which I love those ColourPop liquid blushes. I would just, you know, go ahead and just jump the price and get those. But this looks stunning. Okay, let's see. Let's give it a go. Obviously, we're trying to do the most affordable here. The Maybelline Cheat Keats are great as well, honestly. They're very beginner friendly, buildable, I feel like. But they're liquid, so they're not going to be as easy as like a stick cream. And again, I'm not writing this off. I'm not writing this off at all because that looks really, really nice. I'm gonna go with the second layer. This is the thing, I probably should have put it on my hand first because it is a stick. So we're gonna try to, actually let's just do it on this side to see the difference. I know that's smarter. I just like, normally, I'm not gonna lie, I probably would draw it on my other stick blushes. I just draw on. So just telling you that. Yeah, that looks so much better though. As over here, I was like, is it picking up a little bit? I can't really tell, but I did draw it on. So don't draw it on in Wet n Wild's defense. It looks so much better if you like put it on the back of your hand and put it on. This color's honestly freaking stunning. And the formula feels nice. Honestly, because obviously when I'm putting on, you know, bronzer, I have to blend it so far. The blush, you just have to blend in one area. I definitely think that this one doesn't feel as like hard to blend, but I wouldn't say it's overly creamy. I wouldn't say it's creamy really. I would say it is a stiffer formula, but it's not a bad thing. I feel like stiffer formulas can last a little bit longer, so it just like, you know, it's really what your personal preference are. It didn't take me long to blend that out, so I feel like that's fine as well. So I appreciate that. I definitely think the color is stunning, and I will be wearing this again. I will be wearing this again. I will say too, I'm thinking about the ColourPop like bronzer stick. I think that one's like $8 or $9, and I like that one better than this one. So again, if you can like, you know, splurge a little bit, but that one's not bad either. This color looks so good. This is like a high-end blush, I'm not gonna lie. We are just gonna go back in with the e.l.f. Prime and Stay finishing powder. You can definitely see too, like the back, I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see the glue a little bit, and I'm like, oh, this is asking to just fall apart. But I've used one of these entirely up, so I'm just saying, like, I actually liked it at some point, and honestly, I still like putting it on right now. I like it a lot. I just definitely think there are other alternatives and options for sure, especially the shade range, but to each their own. To each their own. I was thinking about that hard last night because I don't know why it just popped in my head, but just about like teens nowadays. And I'm like, when I was younger, I feel like when I first started like my YouTube channel, I was 18 or something like that, and even the products that I was buying was like from e.l.f. They're $3 lip glosses. Like I probably had this at that point as well. Like, so I'm like, and now people are like, these 12-year-olds are buying like Summer Fridays lip butter balms, and I'm like, y'all, this looks so good though. What? e.l.f. It honestly looks so good because because of like the blush, it has a little bit more of like a natural, and maybe the foundation too as well. It has more of a natural finish here. It is more, I would say, a natural soft matte finish. I would not say it's matte. I feel like if you have oily skin, this will go really quickly. Not really quickly, it'll go quickly though. Like it wouldn't like be your favorite thing, but I feel like if you have, I have dry skin, and so this does not look dry though. It looks like the perfect like soft matte, where I feel like if I get a little bit hot, a little bit sweaty, it's still gonna hold on there. And so, okay, I don't know why that's making me so excited. There's so many good products, don't get me wrong. Gotta go back into our Mary Poppins bag. Okay, bronzer was actually so difficult because Wet n Wild, so the cheapest bronzer is actually the Coloricon bronzer, and they have, it costs $4.49. So they do have 3 different shades, but normally, yeah, I think in the store they had 3 different shades. Because online it's only showing me 2, but maybe they had 2 shades and they didn't have, no, because this is not even online. Yeah, hold the phone. Yeah, in store they had 3 different shades because the one, I have Ticket to Brazil, but online they're only showing Sienna Brown and Sunset Striptease. So they're not showing all the colors. They're not being truthful. This one was in store. The other ones were not in store. $4.49. And I was like, dang, because I know that this is a little light for me, a little light, but we're gonna make it work because I wanted to try this again so bad because this used to be my favorite. For $4.49, less than $5, that's insane. The next powder bronzer is like $7. We have a couple that are $7. $7. And I was gonna go for the $7 one, but because they didn't have my shade. But it was e.l.f. and I've tried the e.l.f. ones and they're just not my favorite. And so then I was like, okay, let's like try something else. Makeup Revolution had one for $7, but it was like a glowy bronzer and there was only one shade. And I was like, what is happening, guys? What is happening? So I didn't want to try that one. And then I was like, I can't go up again like to $8. Like that would be ridiculous. So I was like, you know, we're just gonna make this work. So again, I have the shade Ticket to Brazil, but like, look how smooth that looks. She looks so smooth, but it looks like my skin color. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I do remember like loving this formula, is the honest truth, and that's why I was so excited to try it again, because I know that this formula is so superb from Wet n Wild. It's just their shades. It's just the shades when it comes to this one. If they could come out with like a whole line of these, I definitely would be ride or die for these. It is super, super powdery. I don't remember that, honestly, but that makes sense because the powder is so smooth. But I will say, like, if you, that typically, kickback typically bothers you, there's quite a bit in it. You just saw that. There's quite a bit of it, but it don't even look like I'm adding anything on my face. It's fine because I have plenty of bronzers that, I mean, I have plenty of foundations that are even lighter than this one that are too light for me. So I think we can make it work. Or with a darker, like, with a stick or cream bronzer that is a little bit too dark for me. This would be a nice balance. But you can, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it does have a little bit of a glow. It's adding like a nice, yeah, a nice like radiance in a way to the face, to the bronzing areas. And so, yeah, you could definitely see there are like little particles. It's going to be hard to see, but it is like the smallest bit radiant. But I actually really like that. So I wish I could have got a darker shade, but like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad at it. Okay. Then for blush, we have this e.l.f. one. I was like, what? First of all, I don't know. I've never tried these ever. Well, that was the other, well, okay, that makes sense though, because e.l.f. Actually used to have the square blushes. Those were my things. I collected them. Those were my favorite. They were $3 and I was obsessed. And so I will say that makes sense why I haven't tried this one. But this one is also $3 in this clear packaging. The one that they had were like the black packaging, so it looked a little bit more bougie, whatever. Wet n Wild color icons are $3.29 and I was like, because I wanted to try Mellow Wine again so bad, but I was like, you know what? Let's, obviously we have to stick to the prompt here. This is $3. They're two different shades. So this is the shade Rose, hold on. Rose VIF. But then the next highest powder blush is looking like Maybelline Fit Me. And CoverGirl has some $6 ones. So, you know, definitely blush, I think. Oh, that's the other one, because I know the Essence one I think are $3.99 or something like that, but I did not love those when I retried them, so I was glad it wasn't the Essence ones. But I would probably, let me try it first, then how about that? It's in the same exact packaging as the powder, just so we're clear. This is called, yeah, so it's blush. It's this bright pink blush Rose VIF. I don't know what is going on here. Wow, off the back though, there's not a lot of kickback. It looks super, super pigmented. I'm just going to tap a little bit off. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute, actually. Actually kind of cute. Just gonna add a little bit more over here. Obviously it doesn't match the liquid, the blush underneath, but I definitely have some colors that this would look so nice with. I definitely like this better than the e.l.f. The Essence ones for sure. This color is super nice, honestly, and it wasn't hard to use. It doesn't look like too light. The thing is, obviously, this one only has 2 shades, so if you're looking for more variety shade, might as well spend the extra 30 cents and get the Wet n Wild ones. But this one is surprising me. If you like a shade in this, it may surprise you too. Obviously, if you were one of those people, my mom is super harsh on her blushes, where like it's always falling apart. Even like I've given her a couple of the e.l.f. like the black packaging ones, and the lid is always broken and the blush is always shattered. Then maybe this won't be your friend, because this is even cheaper than that one. The quality, you could tell like the glue is probably gonna slide off at any moment. But if you like the color, that actually looks really, really stunning. If you like either color, because there's 2 options, but this one is a nice color. Why am I baffled? I don't know, I'm being boozled. Why do I spend anything? Why do I buy anything not at the drugstore? I don't know. Okay, next we actually have, I'm sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to take everything out of here because now it's just like annoying a little bit reaching into the bag, and I gotta make sure what I have left. So next we have brows, and I'm actually so excited to try this brow. This is the Wet n Wild micro brow pencil. I got the shade Deep Brown. So I will say, the thing with brows, depending on what your preferences are, there are cheaper. So the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow is actually $3, but I was like, I just know that I don't like the chunkier tip, and so I was like, it's gonna be like such a waste. I'm gonna buy it and then be pissed off about it. Might as well spend the extra 29 cents and just get this one because it's more precise. So if you're looking for, you know, just like the better version, I would just go with this Wet n Wild one. Like, just no need to bother with the e.l.f., you know, the e.l.f. $3 one. Yes, it's $3. Yes, that is so affordable. I know I cheated a little bit on this one. I forgot about that. But I will say that this one is already going on so much better. So much better. But Essence does have like tinted brow gels that are what I didn't realize when I was going into the store was that, because I had looked it up before, kind of just like to kind of guide me, and then I was in the store like, okay, comparing and making sure, looking around as well. But the Essence has like the tinted brow gels with the fibers in it that are, the lighter 2 shades are actually $2.99. The darkest shade though is $3.99, but they didn't even have that one in the store. So I was like, even if it was $2.99, they didn't have it. So I was like, oh crap. So it was fine. I would have just got that one, but I'm honestly glad that I got to try this brow pencil again because it is so nice. It's so easy. I feel like it's so like smooth, and you don't have to press too hard to get any color on it. Hello? To get any color off of it. It's just a really nice like brow pencil. It's not too waxy, not too harsh, not too dry. Like, it's the perfect combo, and it's $3.29. I forgot about her. I forgot. My brows are a hot mess, so just ignore them in general, but that is so nice. I got the shade, did I tell you the shade I got? I got the shade Deep Brown. There are a couple different options, but Deep Brown definitely is like my color. Obviously my brows look huge now, but it's fine. I am so excited about that. I really wanted that one, so I'm so sorry, but I had to. Oh yes, okay, this is one that I was like, wait a minute, it doesn't show me it online, and so I was very confused when I went into store, and I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure that this one's cheaper, but let me actually, oh, maybe it's on my receipt. This is the Wet n Wild. It's the Mega Clear, it's the brow and lash mascara in clear. Actually, maybe if I look up mascara it'll come up, but this is either $3.29 or $3.39, but I mean, sorry, $2.29 or $2.39, but either way it is way more affordable than all the other brow gels. Oh yep, here it is. It's $2.39. So the e.l.f. like clear one that was the one that was on my mind is $3, so it's more expensive than this one. And I was like, oh my gosh, hello, but this one, it didn't come up when I did brows, so I was like confused, but I remember seeing it, so I was like, wait a second. But I don't know, like, does anyone actually wear clear mascara? That's such an interesting thing. I don't know. So I'm like, like, surely it's supposed to just be a brow gel and they're trying to just double market it. I don't know. But you get obviously one side. So the Wet n Wild, the e.l.f. one does have double-sided. So you can argue that you're getting more, more for a little bit more expensive. But whatever. We're just going with this one because it's the most affordable. I'm also not someone who's super picky with my brow gels. I just like it to hold on to my brows. Like, that's all I want you to do. I don't need it to be like the laminating or the brow gel, like the brow soaps. Like, I don't need all that. Yes, I do have some versions of that, but it's not like a necessity for me. And so right now this feels nice. It does feel super wet, but we'll have to obviously wait to see if that dries down a little bit, and then we shall see. But for $229, $239. Come on. So I actually did a crazy thing, and it was like, Marissa, but I did get an eyeshadow palette, and I have been wearing eyeshadow more, so I thought it was fine, but I had to. This is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells. I feel like I needed to do it justice. I couldn't not do it justice. Wow, this is all ripped off, and I didn't even notice that. Hopefully, yes, it doesn't, yeah, it wasn't open, but that's crazy. I didn't even notice. Hello. So this actually little eyeshadow palette, they have, I think they only had the 2 versions in store, but there are a couple different versions, like, you know, that exist. But this costs $329. It says $329 to $339, so I guess which one. Either way, that is so freaking affordable. Are you joking? The next ones are the Essence mini eyeshadow palettes, which are $3.99, which I've tried. And then the next bunch is like single eyeshadow, stick eyeshadow. So it's like, what the? A whole eyeshadow palette for $3.29 is actually crazy, especially because of the, you know, the iconicness of these. They're called the icons, aren't these? Color icons. Yeah, like, hello. So we're just gonna take this second shade here and put that all over the place. Now it's okay. Just gotta make sure it has some color. That was my concern, was that it wasn't gonna be super pigmented just compared to what we've tried now. But you know, I do think that, like, I am very basic when it comes to my eyeshadow, so it's not like I need it to be this like most dramatic thing ever. But I remember loving these formulas. Even I've tried like a couple different versions of this palette, and I remember really liking it. So I don't know, but that was a really nice color. It was obviously very much my eyeshadow color, my eyelid color, but it did blend pretty nicely. Super smooth. Alright, we're just going to take this deepest shade. We're going to go for it because these two are shimmer-y kind of colors. We're just going to take this darker shade and tap it on the outer corner. Oh, yeah. I would definitely say it goes on a lot lighter than it does looks in the palette. But honestly, that makes it a little bit more, lends itself to a little bit more user-friendly because it's not overly pigmented. Although I'm having a little bit difficulty blending this side out. Let me try this black brush over here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. That actually is really cute. I'm gonna add a little bit more over on this side because I feel like that side's a little bit darker. But I'm just gonna honestly go back and forth a little bit because I want that like outer corner, you know what I mean? That is so cute. Oh, wow. That actually looks even better in when I'm looking at it in the mirror. I honestly want to take the same brush, same color, so this deepest shade over here, and put that on the lower lash line. I'm kind of obsessed. I kind of want to take this bronzier color and put that on the lid. I haven't done like a shimmer in a long time. Oh, that is so cute. Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild. They're so cute. That is so pretty. It's very natural, obviously. Like, if you're looking for this bold, crazy things, then obviously just get a different color story or, you know, go somewhere elsewhere. ColourPop does have super affordable eyeshadows that are great. Obviously, they're bigger and they're gonna cost more, but if you're looking for just like your basics every day, this is gorgeous. This definitely could be like an everyday eyeshadow palette look. If you want it to be more natural, obviously don't put on the shimmer, but if you want to like spice it up a little bit, you can add the shimmer, or even the, you know, the pinkier shimmer. I feel like would be I don't know what's wrong with me. This is so hard to open. This is crazy. I just opened it. I'm so confused. Oh gosh, okay. I just stabbed this color, but that was the color I was going to talk about. This pinky color could even brighten up your look a little bit more. Sorry, that is so awkward, but you can see it's going to add a lot more shimmer, shine, and everything. Nice, is that the saying? I don't know, but I definitely think this is way more than worth it for the $3. Are you joking? That is so good. Okay, Wet n Wild is surprising me. They're surprising me. Okay, before I go in with mascara, let's go in with some setting spray. Also from Wet n Wild, we got the Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Mist. This is 24 hours. This was another one where I was like, oh, should I just cheat it or what? Because you guys can see, first of all, I don't need any more setting sprays. I do not. But I also was like, I don't know what kind of finish this is gonna give, and I was like, I think I kind of want something a little bit more hydrating, or like a little bit more like, even if it's glowy, like I would take that over like a more matte setting spray. But this one, I remember it's saying it's gonna leave a natural finish, so I'm hoping that it does that and doesn't dry out my face at all. It says shake well. This one cost $5.39. The next price would be $6 from Elf. And then we got like $8, the NYX. Oh, the NYX the face glue is $9.99. Do they actually? I will be so. Oh, okay, no, they don't have it. Because it showed me that the NYX Marshmallow Primer they have for $3.99, the mini, but they don't have it in store anymore. Or else I would have been like, no, I would have probably returned this. I ain't gonna lie, we probably wouldn't have used it. But that's fine. $5.39. We're just gonna give it a try. Why not give it a go? I will say, like, at least, you know, Wet n Wild is doing big things as far as like their protection of their products, because still I'm like, this is Target. Like, we're not at Walmart, y'all. We're not at Walmart, and there are still products that are like open and touched, and I'm like, what is wrong with all of you? Who does that? I guess I don't do that. All right, let's just go in with it. I've tried, you know, Wet n Wild setting sprays in the past, and I really like them. I just don't know how I'm gonna feel about this one. But let's keep it pretty far away. Let's do an example. Okay, definitely. You have to bring it in real close to feel it. Oh no. Okay, there we go. You definitely have to bring it in real close to feel it, because that is a very like fine mist. But I actually really like that. Look at how good my skin looks right now. I definitely added a lot because I was like, I can't feel it really, but this looks really, really nice. Hold on, we gotta pull up the mirror. My gosh, guys, I've been meaning to tell you this in every single video, but of course the longest video we have so far, I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add some time, because what the heck, I think it's so funny. Every time I edit the video and I'm holding this up, it looks like Edward has an arm tattoo, and I'm like, I wish that was real. I love that so much. Oh, there it is. Arm tattoo? I said, and then I'm like, wait, he doesn't have tattoos. So I was like, what the? But it looks so good. Anyways, the trees, obviously. Okay. Perfect. I'm so excited, guys. My skin looks so good. This definitely looks like, though, it looks like my 2016 makeup routine, probably. 2016, 2018, maybe. I don't know. Definitely looks like a throwback makeup routine, though, because I don't usually wear, like, I wear a lot lighter coverage foundation, even though this is not like a super full coverage foundation. I feel like it is that medium coverage foundation. I like something a little bit lighter, and then a little bit, I like to look more natural of a finish. This one, now it looks like a lot more natural finish with the setting spray, but you could tell like it is a little bit more of like that, I wouldn't say soft matte, but it's not as like, you know, skin-like and fresh as like my normal routine. That's how I'll explain it, you know? Wanted to show you this because I just feel so happy, and part of me doesn't even want to use them, but I just got these for fun. For fun. Did I need them? No, but I wanted all of them, so I got all three. We have Patrick, the Patrick lash curler. We have Squidward, the Squidward lash curler, and of course we had to get SpongeBob, the SpongeBob lash curler. And I wanted to try more from this collection, but I was like, you're already buying so much makeup, Marissa, you don't need to get any more. Honestly, let's do a shuffle. You guys, I'm shuffling them and I'm pretty sure I know who's who. I'm pretty sure this is Squidward. I'm pretty sure this is SpongeBob, and I'm gonna go with this is Patrick. But let's shuffle one more time. Go with this one. Is this SpongeBob? No, it's Patrick. Okay, I could have been wrong before. We're gonna go with Patrick. He's so cute. I love this so much. What's crazy is I actually kept, so this is the Peanuts and Wet n Wild little charm, and I put it on my Revlon lash curler because I thought it was so cutie. But I should have kept the whole thing. Okay, for mascara, we're going to go in with this one. This is the Wet n Wild, the Boost Length, Mega Length Mascara. I'm not going to lie to you, I have zero confidence in this, and, you know, maybe, hopefully what is that word? I was gonna say bite my words. That's not how it, I don't know. Maybe it is. That's how the saying goes. I don't know. But hopefully I am proven wrong, because I want to, but I've never liked, maybe that's not true. I feel like I rarely have liked a Wet n Wild mascara. I'm just gonna be honest. So they do have two, like, super affordable, but they're both the same price, $3.29. This one does have a, oh, okay, I lied. Okay, so online it looks like it has a bit of a curl, but this one is not like a curl. So, I'm just gonna show you them side by side because but that's fine. Okay, $3.29 for these mascaras. The next one ups our Essence for $4.99. I'm just not gonna lie, even if this mascara is good, I will tell you right now, spend the extra dollars and just get the Essence one, because those are incredible. Those are like high-end, you know, mascaras for $5. Like, just do it. Just do it. They have a million different options. Although this one is looking really, really nice. So let me relax. So this is 2 coats over on this side. Just gonna do 1 more coat over here, or 2. I'm gonna do 3 coats. Okay, I will say I'm eating my words a little bit, just a smidge bit here. This is a nice mascara. It looks nice. I think it has like it is like a lengthening mascara. I think my lashes look lengthening, girly, wispy. I think if I didn't have eyeshadow on, I would like it that much more, just because obviously now that the eyeshadow's on, it like, you know, the mascara is not showing too much above it, but it is really pretty. I think this is a great everyday mascara. I will stick with what I said, just go for the Essence. There's really, all the Essence ones are better than this one off the bat, but if you're really like, oh my gosh, I really am in a pinch, I have a $5 bill, I don't want to spend $4.99 on a mascara, just go with this one. Like, honestly, it is a great option. I think it's, wow, that's not my mirror. I think it is really pretty, and okay, Wet n Wild. That's fine. I'll give it to you. I will say this one does seem like, you know, it may dry out pretty fast. The formula is not super dry. I feel like it's not super dry, not super wet. It's somewhere in the middle, but I will say there's like not a lot of product in here. It seems like there's, you know, like it's gonna grow bad pretty quickly, but because it's such a small like little tube, this is like feels like a brow gel a little bit, but actually, but I like it. Okay, I like it. I'll give it to you. For lippies, I was not gonna buy it, but I was like, you know what, let's just see the total. But I did end up getting another one of the e.l.f. Cream Just Glide lip liners, so I ended up picking up the shade Mauve Aside, and these are $2, so these are the most affordable lippy at, like, if you just want, like, the most affordable, cheapest lip is actually the $2 lip liners. You can honestly, again, if you're in a pinch, you really only want to spend a couple dollars, you could just wear this as your lipstick. I'm gonna hate how pointy these are, because that like hurts me, so I'm just gonna like dull it down a little bit. It's such a pretty color though. That looks so nice, and this formula is so good. You could just wear it again as like a lipstick and you don't need anything else. Let me just look it up. Of course it's not gonna pop up, but like I said before, the lip gloss is $2.29, has a bunch of different colors. This is not the lip gloss. It has a bunch of different color shades, and I really, really like this formula when I was wearing it earlier. $2.29, and then we have another product that's $2.29. These are $2 on the money, so it's the cheapest lip product, okay? I did pick up a lipstick in case you're like, what is the lipstick? I need a lipstick. This is the Wet n Wild Rich Satin lipstick. I got the shade Hush Little Beige. Hush Little Beige, are you joking? What is that name? But I thought this color was super, super cute and would match with the lippy, I mean the lip liner. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh yeah. You could definitely tell it's satin. Like you can look at it and be like, yo, that's a satin lipstick. It's nice because then you don't have to add a gloss onto it. Again, if you're trying to save some extra money and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? This is a nice one because you don't, again, have to add a gloss, but it's not going to dry out your lips. They're not going to look dry and cakey or anything like, or crepey. You know what I mean? Or what is the wrinkly? They look really, really nice. Is it the most smoothing lipstick I've ever tried? No. Definitely you could see still like, you know, my fine lines and that kind of stuff in my lips. But it looks really nice. Again, for the price, can't go wrong. I will say it's kind of, it smells like a crayon. Not a crayon, but like, maybe like plastic that they tried to scent a little bit. Not my favorite smell, but $2.29, guys. A million different colors. Like, not a million, okay? Quite a few different colors. 2, 4, 6, 8 different colors. Like, you got options for sure. I like that one. I honestly, personally, if I was going to redo, I would get the lip liner and the lip gloss and not the lipstick, but it's fine. It is what it is. Again, this is definitely giving like my 2016 makeup routine. I'm even more so now. I definitely think the blush and the eyeshadow though, for sure, because I was wearing warm tones all the freaking time. I know this video is a long one, but I thought it was so much fun. I really hope you guys enjoy. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think this makeup routine, like, what do you think of the makeup routine? I think it's, again, one of those things that it's like, what are you willing to give? You know, the price point is great. Of course, I would love to spend $3 on all my makeup, you know, like I would love that so much. But also there is that thing, you know, there's just not enough shades for everyone. There's just like the brands are not coming out with enough, a lot of these products don't have enough shades for everyone, doesn't have enough shades options. So like, it's just like, again, what are you willing to give? I would rather pay the extra couple dollars and have more shade ranges, have more availability, because like I said too, some of these brands, like Essence, I know for a fact all their products are not at Target. Wet n Wild, I know for a fact not all their products are at Target, and so not that all brands have to have all their products at Target, but I just mean like it's not as accessible for some of these brands that are super affordable because maybe they don't have the money for it or whatever it is, you know what I mean? I don't know how it works when you're like, you know, trying to get into a store, but you know what I mean. So it really just depends. A lot of the Wet n Wild products did shock me. A lot of the products shocked me, I'm not gonna lie. The lipstick, I'm not gonna lie, wearing that and then I was like drinking my coffee, it doesn't feel like something you should ingest. Not that I'm sitting here eating it, but like you guys know the drill. You guys know how it is with lip products, and that one, it tastes like chemicals. It tastes like chemicals. The lip gloss was fine. The lipstick, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I feel like you guys would appreciate seeing how bomb my skin really looks in like natural light. It looks so stunning. I will say something is sparkly. And I don't know if you can see the sparkles on my forehead, but it's like, I thought it was the bronzer, but I'm like, maybe the particles fell down because it's like center of my face. And I saw some over here where I don't put bronzer. These are, I don't know what this is, but it looks so good. So good. Anyway, guys, I don't want to get too much into it. Let me know your thoughts. What are you thinking? That is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.